Hello again, this is Brian of Brian's Budget Bonsai, and today we're going to be tackling this pine. I believe it's a white pine, again, kind of like a little volunteer that I found a couple years back, planted in my growing bed, let it thicken up, got pretty nice and big. But I was looking at it today, and I noticed a fairly big problem. And let's see if I can bring it in here, let you guys see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you notice, and what angle is going to be better for showing? I think this is a good angle for showing it here. Right into there. All right. This is starting to develop some pretty significant inverse taper. You can even see it from this angle here, where this long area here is fairly thin, and then it starts to thicken up above this branch and gets really thick after this turn. Okay, so this may be a one-cut video where I just cut off the whole top, and but the question is going to be where. I know for sure I'm going to cut from this point up. Right here, that's definitely coming off. But the problem is, I think the taper starts actually down here a little bit. It's not as significant, but it might be to the point where that can be salvaged as it grows. The rest of the trunk might thicken up. But this was always kind of intended to be a sacrificial leader, but I'm worried it's putting so much energy into here, we're going to get that reverse taper. It's just going to get worse and worse. Now, there are some other options for us. We have a branch here. It can be cut back to there. This section's fairly straight. It could be cut back to there. I have a branch here. That gives us two smaller branches low down that have, are kind of weak. But if we take off the top, we might see some more energy going into these. I think that's in general what I need to do is I need to take off a lot this top, so next spring, and then just kind of let a lot more of the candles kind of thicken up in this area and these to try to give it more growth. This was also growing on the lower level of the wooden bench. So this was actually going up all the way up to the second level and starting to shade out some of the trees on the second tier. So we're going to start off with what we know. We're going to cut that part off. We're going to try the ironwood tool here. Pine's not that hard of a wood, but this is a thick cut, so we're going to see. It went through it like butter. Okay, so that's what we're left with, this cut here. And as I said before, you're actually seeing, might have been some damage right there, because that looks like that might be damage caused by like the branch breaking at some point. Perhaps I tried to put a bend in it that was too aggressive. So I do think that really I need to take this part off too, and perhaps have this one as the next leader. It already has a slight uphill orientation, so that might take off as our next leader. But I think that is the most appropriate thing to do here. I'm going to take that off. A little bit. Get rid of that sharp edge. I'm not going to cut it back too much further than that, because I don't want to endanger that next leader. And that could even be brought up a little bit with just a tad of bit of wire. doesn't even, it's a pretty thin branch and it's pretty flexible. So I could just wrap it around here. And just gently pull it up. Again, I'm not even using that thick of wire, but I just wanted to have it get a little bit more upright. I'm thinking of also cutting back here on this side. Let's see, rotate that around here a little bit. You can kind of see what I'm talking about right here. I think I'm going to take this one off and just encourage all of this to be where the new growth comes in next year. So even though this is a pine and will create its own sealant, we're gonna dab a little wood glue on that just to be on the safe side. Okay. I think this might not be a bad front for it. It's obviously not in the pot for that. I didn't pick a front when I put it in. I think at this view, definitely not the front. I think probably my best front, probably right here. Let me put it right there like that. And if I encourage a little bit more movement out of this one, bring that over. And what do you think right there? Somewhere around there, I think might be our best movement. It does hide a little bit more of the that cut point. Got a nice branch going in this direction. I encourage these to grow a little bit more. If I get a little more growth out of this one, that'd be nice. And then this might be our leader for next year. Well, we'll see. I kind of couldn't leave well enough alone. I fussed with that top just a little bit more, putting it a little bit more upright and putting a little bit more bend in it. So sometimes you just not satisfied. I actually noticed I had trapped a couple needles, and that's why I started fussing with it. Untrapped needles from it. But now that's hopefully where we're going to go with that. If that thickens up, it'll hopefully blend in really well with that cut point. Once that heals up, thicken this part up. Next year, probably let this grow unencumbered without, I won't prune the candles next spring. I'll let this gain some vigor and thicken up some of these thinner branches, especially the lower ones. These probably just need to be encouraged to grow more. They might not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. Now, once again, stay cool and happy bonsai.